Now you guys can see. There we go. There we go. Welcome in, welcome in. You know, today we're going to talk about a topic that I want to have a conversation about, because a lot of us are starting to question our realities. A lot of us are starting to recognize the patterns, and we're starting to see the programming and the performances in people. And something that we're all experiencing is we're becoming aware, and we're doing something that is called awakening. And I want to break down what an awakening is. I want to break down what we're awakening to. What are you awakening to? What are you awakening to? If you are questioning things, if you are seeing patterns, if you're starting to ask the question, why do I think this way? If you've been questioning things lately, if you've started asking yourself, why do I think this way? Why do I respond this way? Why do I learn this way? If you started to realize that some of these things you thought were just who you are, and it might actually be the patterns you've developed. You're starting to question who you really are. And tonight, we're going to go through what you're awakening to, because you're starting to wake up. You're starting to wake up, but there's no words to explain what you're experiencing. And that is what I'm here to discuss with you this evening. Greetings. Hello, Q. Greetings. Landscape guy, greetings. Welcome in. We're going to get started. So before we get started, as we get started, I have a question for you guys. I have a question. When you hear the word awakening, what does it mean to you? I want to hear this from you guys first. When you hear the word awakening, when you think about awakening, what does it mean to you? Landscape guy says aware. That's right. Very good. What does awakening mean to you? I want to know you guys' perspective. What does that mean to you? Put in the comments. Prince Girl says awakening to the truth. No illusion. We are waking up to the illusion. Okay. You're waking up to the invisible systems. Okay. Very good. You're awakening. Sunny Side says something in the dark becoming light. There we go. You guys got it. You guys got it. Taking something out of the dark and bringing it to light. So, as you guys know, when I do my lives, we're going to take a journey. Okay? And we're going to take a journey to get to the answer. And every journey starts with a question, because questions puts us on a quest to seek the answer. And today's first question is, what is an awakening? What is an awakening? Go ahead and share this live. If you know someone who is asking those big questions and they can't seem to find the answers, or they're starting to awaken, then this is for them, because that's what we're going to break down today. So, an awakening equals awareness. Awakening equals awareness. It's like you were in the dark and you can't see. And then there's a light and now you're able to see. It's like when you're asleep and you're in the dream state. And then when you come out of your sleep, you wake up and now you're in your reality. You guys follow? So an awakening equals awareness. You were unaware of something and now you are aware of something. I always use this like Santa Claus. When we were children, we were unaware that Santa Claus wasn't real. We were taught that he was real. And then later on, we get older, we realize, our parents were the one that was buying us gifts. You were unaware and now you are aware. See, awakening is when you go from operating automatically, so you were doing things on autopilot, and then you then step back and say, okay, now you're observing what you're doing. You're aware of your actions. You're aware of your behaviors. That's awakening. I'm breaking down the different levels of awakening. Awakening is you were experiencing your patterns. You were just experiencing it. Now you're noticing it. You're noticing it. So it's like you're stepping back and you're observing. You're noticing your patterns. Instead of just experiencing it and just allowing it to happen, you're saying, wait, I tend to do that. You're becoming aware. You're awakening. Awakening is becoming aware, going from unconscious to conscious. Unconscious is the same as being asleep and you're in a dream and you have no control. You're just going along with the dream. The dream is just happening and you're just in it. You're in a state of just unconsciousness. And then when you awaken from your sleep, now you're aware of your reality. You're unconscious. You're in the dark. You open your eyes and now you're in the light. That is the awakening. That is awakening. I have a question for you guys. Have you ever looked back at something you believed for years and suddenly thought, wait, why did I believe that? I want you guys to put the answer in the comment. Have you ever looked back at something you believed for years and suddenly thought, wait, why did I ever believe that? We're going through the awakening. Okay, Sunny Side said absolutely. Alethea says literally like 2 days ago. Tiffany says yes. Strawberry says religion and Christianity. Okay, what about religion, Christianity? What belief did you believe? And then you suddenly say, why did I believe that? These are experiences that we all can relate to. We all can relate to these experiences. I'm helping you give answers to what we're experiencing. The Adam and Eve story. There you go. Very good. You have to question that. Very good. So, if awakening means becoming aware, then here's my question. If awakening means to become aware of something, become conscious of something, then what are you awakening to? What are you awakening to? That's the next question. If you're awakening and you're becoming aware, what are you becoming aware of? What are you awakening to? What are you becoming aware of? This is what you're becoming aware of. And this is what I'm teaching. You're waking up, okay? You're starting to ask all these questions. That is the one. That is the Neo within you. That is your highest and wisest self that is arising within you. And you're awakening to, you're noticing patterns. What are you awakening to? You, Neo, are awakening. You're in the pod. You're within the matrix. You're awakening to the systems that has been influencing you. You're awakening to the 6 major systems within our society that has been influencing you and that has influenced your choices that shaped your reality. You're awakening to the systems. When you see the programming, when you're seeing and noticing all the patterns, you're seeing the performances in people, you're seeing how narratives are given and people are following them. What you, Neo, are noticing, you're starting to do is you're waking up to the systems. You're waking up. You're waking up to your patterns. You are wakening up. I'm here to give you words to what you're experiencing, because a lot of us are experiencing this, but it's like no one's really talking about it in this way. You're waking up to the matrix. You're waking up to the matrix. You see it already. There's a lot of you guys that already see the matrix. You already know it's there. I'm helping you put words to that. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Rose. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You're waking up to the systems, the programming. You're seeing it. You're not crazy. Okay, you're not crazy. I see it too. Lots of us are seeing it. But there's no class that's explaining this. And this is a concept that I've studied for years and developed in order to teach you guys what you're awakening to, the matrix. You're waking up to the messaging. There's certain messages that you received from the education system. You've received values. You've received messages on how to think, what to value, what is success, how you should live your life, your beliefs. You've received messages that influenced your thoughts, that affected your emotions, that influenced your choices and created certain behaviors. And behaviors done over time become patterns, which eventually creates your reality. You are waking up to the system and the messages they send to influence your mind. You're waking up to the beliefs that you were born into. You were born into these systems, and you're waking up to the beliefs that you learned. You're waking up to the world viewpoints that you learned. And now you're waking up and saying, wait, where did I get that from? You're starting to ask all the questions. That's the Neo within you awakening. And I'm Trinity. I'm here to guide you through it. You're awakening to the matrix. The matrix is more than just a movie. I studied so that way because I saw the matrix in real life, in our real everyday life. And I began to study in sociology. When I went to school, I studied sociology. And I studied and learned about how there's major institutions that influence us. And so I started to connect the dots, and I was like, okay, I understand. I see the matrix, but how can I teach it? How can I show people that they're in the matrix? And that's when I created and developed the matrix code, is to show you the major 6 systems that we are all born inside of, that have been influencing our minds through messaging that we've been receiving that we are not aware of. But I'm here to help awaken you to it. That's what I'm here to do. You're awakening to your patterns, the things you keep doing over and over and over again. You're like, hey, you can't blame nobody for your actions because you know it's you. You're the one that's doing it. And you realize that over a course of time, especially when you get to your 30s, you live enough decades to see you got some patterns. You're waking up to your patterns. It's the behaviors that you keep doing over and over again on repeat, on automatic. These are your patterns. You're waking up to it. And you're also waking up to your identity, because your identity is your patterns. Your patterns create your identity. The patterns that you do automatically, that comes natural to you, that feels normal to you, you identify with. And you're waking up to your identity. Who you are not. You guys follow? Go ahead and share this live. Go ahead and share this. Because a lot of you guys are asking the big questions that no one can seem to answer. You're already seeing the matrix. You're already waking up to it. I'm here to break down what you're experiencing. You're waking up to the matrix. You didn't enter the world knowing what success was. It was taught to you. It was shown to you. You didn't enter the world knowing what beauty was. It was taught to you. It was shown to you. You didn't enter the world knowing what a good life was. It was taught to you. It was shown to you. You didn't enter the world knowing what your role was. You learned what your role was. You learned it. To learn means to gain new knowledge or a new skill through study, teaching, and experience. And it also means to memorize something or to find out. We learned these things. We were taught. We were taught. All right, I got a question for you guys. I got a question. Where did you learn what it means to be successful? Okay. This is the society matrix. It's an invisible network of 6 major systems that influence our beliefs, our world viewpoints, how we see ourselves, and our identity through the messages that we received that shapes our reality. Go ahead and put in the comments, where did you learn what it means to be successful? Did you learn it from your family? Did you learn from the media? Did you get messaging from the media? Did the education system teach you? Did you get it from the economy? Go ahead and put in the comments. Let's read it. Education. There we go. Okay, Kay said education. Lisa said media. Okay. Angelica says media. Media. Okay, what did you see in the media that showed you? Was it movies? Was it TV show? There we go. TV, environment, media, books. Coco says books. Pretty Lady said environment. Very good. Very good. What is the matrix? The matrix is an invisible network of systems that you're born into that influence your environment, that shaped your current reality. How is it that so many people within societies end up on the same path? It's because they're getting messaging that shapes their collective reality. This is the process of how it works. I'm not here to say these are evil. These systems are not evil. I'm here to help awaken you to how we've been conditioned. You're awakening to your conditioning, to who you are. A lot of you want to discover who you are outside of your societal titles and roles. I have a process for that. Tonight, we're getting into what an awakening is. You're awakening to the system. Okay, here's another question. Where did you learn what it means to be a good person? Did your family teach you what it means to be a good person? Did you hear it from certain political systems that taught you what a good person is? Did religion tell you? Did you get that from religion? Where did you get it? Where did you get it? Okay, Sunnyside said religion and family. My Okayo says religion, Ra, grandma, family, religion. Very good. Very good. Very good. You see where it's coming from. You see, you learned. You didn't just wake up and say, I know what it means to be successful. I know what it means. No. You learned that. It was taught to you. Okay. One more question. Where did you learn what you're supposed to believe? Where did you learn what you're supposed to believe? Where did you learn your beliefs? Beliefs about morals, beliefs about success, beliefs about yourself. Where did you learn these things? Beliefs about the world and other people. Where did you learn these things? Okay, y'all was lighting this chat up. Religion, school. Okay, Lennox says school. Very good. Collective experience. Very good. Church, school. Okay, Shine said indoctrination places. Okay. Okay, so I can see that a lot of you guys already in here already waking up to the matrix. Y'all already see the matrix. Y'all already see it. There we go. So I just want you guys to know, I've done lives before where I broke down what the matrix is. This live is specifically for what you're awakening to. What is an awakening? Just like Neo, he had to wake up. Just like Neo, okay, I'm Trinity. And what did Trinity had to do? She had to use the technology of her time in the 90s and hack into Neo's computer. And what did she say to Neo? She said, wake up, Neo. The Matrix has you. I'm Trinity in real life, and I'm here to awaken you, Neo, the Neo in you that's asking those big questions, that's recognizing patterns. I'm here to awaken you to your conditioning. Wake up, Neo. You're in the Matrix. Okay. This is what I'm asking you to become aware of. I'm asking you to become aware of the Matrix, the invisible network of systems that have been influencing you without you knowing it. You were not aware of it. You've been asleep. This is you, Neo, in the pod. Can you guys see a pod? It's shaped like a pod. And that is you, Neo, in the pod, and you're asleep. And you're starting to wake up. And you're starting to see the patterns. And you're starting to ask the big questions. And you're like, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What did I come here to do? Why does everybody keep doing the same things? You're waking up to the Matrix. The invisible networks that influence us, that influence our reality. Okay. So, you're waking up to the systems. What is the process of awakening? Okay? This is a concept that I have been studying for years because I started to awaken. And as I went on my awakening journey, I wrote my whole process down to the point where now today I can teach it so that way you guys can understand it and wake up too. Yes, there was a lot of anger I had. Yes, I had to meditate to calm the anger down. Okay. Ashe. So, an awakening is becoming aware of your conditioning, you're becoming aware of the systems, and you're awakening to it. What is the process? The process of awakening is first, you must awaken to the society matrix. You got to awaken to the matrix, to the different systems that have been programming you. Okay? You have to become aware of what has been influencing me. Because you can't change what you don't know. You can't change what you don't see. And a lot of you guys want to become someone new. You want to adopt a new identity. You want to discover your purpose. But you're not aware of what's been influencing you. You're not aware of this. So you have to first awaken to what's influencing you. Then what you do is you go through a pattern trace. Remember, when after Neo in the movie, and just know, The Matrix is my favorite movie. My absolute favorite movie. I'm highly inspired by the movie. I always said I want to know how it relates in our real life, and I committed to this study. I committed to learning this. But just like in the movie, after Neo agrees to take the red pill, he gets hooked up. And what did they have to do? They had to trace his location. They had to trace his pattern. They had to trace his frequency. And that's the same thing you have to do. You have to trace your pattern. I have a whole process for it. I'm going to be doing lives to help you trace your patterns. You have to also understand, how did these patterns become part of who I think I am? How did these messages affect my thoughts, which affected my emotions, which influenced my choices, which created my behaviors and turned into my patterns? How did those patterns become part of who I am, my identity, who I identify as, what I identify with? Then you go through your awakening, which is What am I becoming aware of now? And that's where I'm coming in and helping you guys teach. What you're becoming aware of now. You're becoming aware of the systems. You're awakening to the matrix. And then you also go through the process, which is the last step, which is self-knowledge. Who am I beyond the patterns I inherited? Because a lot of us take on identities that we inherited. We didn't consciously choose. And you're waking up to it. And you're like, who am I outside of that? You're waking up to who you are outside of it. I have a process for discovering that as well. Danita says, I'm telling you, it's giving Get Out in the sunken place. Yes, this is. Y'all in the sunken place. We all have been in a sunken place. But some of us are in different degrees and stages of awakening. But nonetheless, you're becoming aware of something that you didn't know before. You're waking up to your patterns. You're waking up to your identity. You're like, man, this don't serve me. This ain't who I am. You're waking up. What is this? More than 21K people telling me no one is. Just inbox me soulmate. Please, we're going to focus on this teaching. If not, you'll get blocked. We're focusing on this lesson. Okay, let's continue. I want you guys to ask yourselves, how much did I consciously choose? How much, when it comes to your identity, okay? Because your patterns, who you are, is a unique set of patterns. Your patterns make up who you are. Okay, you are made up of a unique set of patterns, okay? How much did you consciously choose? Because we always say things like, that's just who I am, or I'm just not good at that, or I'm an introvert, or I'm not creative, or I'm bad with money, or I'm a procrastinator, or I'm a self-doubter. We're always saying these things. I'm just an anxious person. I'm not good at speaking. That's just how I am. But I want you guys to ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Where did those beliefs about yourself come from? Where did those beliefs come from? Hot Rod said, people. Okay? In your family, your peers from school, religious texts, political backgrounds. Where did you learn that from? Where did you learn those beliefs about yourself? Callie said all of them. Grace Cookie said trying to fit in. Let's think about this. So what you're doing is we're going over what an awakening is. It's becoming aware. Going from being in the dark, you're not aware of the matrix, to now you're aware of it. You know it's there. Okay? What you're awakening to are the different systems that have influenced us, influenced our world viewpoints, influenced how we see the world, influenced how we see ourselves. You're waking up to the different systems and the messaging that shaped your reality. This is the process of reality. This is how your reality is created. You're waking up to it. Okay. Let's go to your family. What did your family teach you about who you're supposed to be? I want you guys to put in the comments. Okay? What did your family teach you about who you're supposed to be? Again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm not saying this is evil. I'm helping you understand how you've been influenced. Did you learn to be responsible? Did your family tell you don't talk back? Did they teach you that you're supposed to get a good job? Don't embarrass the family? Be strong? Put everyone else first? How many of you guys can relate to that? Where did it come from? Did it come from your family? What did your family teach you about who you're supposed to be? A lot of us are identifying and fulfilling roles according to the environment we grew up from, according to the different messaging we received from our families. Now, which message did you carry into adulthood? Ooh, Kraken said boundaries. Very good. You learned boundaries. Kathy said if you don't do it, no one else will. Ooh, okay, Kathy. Slaughter said money, money, money. Okay, you got it from your family. Very good. Be a god. Very good. Fear to make a mistake. Ooh, Cracker said, who am I? Religion. Okay. Okay. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Okay. Okay. So you see which messages you carried into adulthood. Because a lot of you guys are fulfilling these roles and playing these roles and you're not understanding where it's coming from, where you learned it, where's the source of it. Okay, let's get into education. Let's get into education system. Okay, what did school teach you about intelligence and success? What does school teach you about intelligence and success? What does school teach you about intelligence and success? Go ahead and put in the comments. Was it get good grades? Follow directions? Don't get wrong answers? To be competitive, compete? You got to graduate? You got to get those credentials? Come on. Come on. Really nothing. I just paid attention in class. The smarter you are, the more money you can make. Okay, Michael Clack. King Danny said the key is the key to everything. Okay. Very good. Alethea said good grades. Very good. Very, very good. So did any of those messages become part of how you see yourself? The messages that you received, did any of those become part of how you see yourself today? Think about that. Think about that. Ooh, Amani said definitely. Grace said, yeah, okay. Perfectionism. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Okay. Intended. They're very good. Ooh, Katie says schools are to create good workers, not creative individuals. Why don't we learn entrepreneurship in school? Why don't we learn about who we are outside of our societal titles and roles? Why do we not know what our strengths are by the time we get out of school? We don't know what our purpose is. We don't know how our minds work. We don't know how our reality is created. Why don't we know these things? Why don't we know? There is a science to finding your purpose in life. There is a science to understanding your intrinsic value and finding that. There is a science to understanding how your mind works and how your reality is created. You know who knows? Okay, put in the comments, who knows that? Who knows that information? Who knows it? These 6 systems that influence us, who knows how our minds work and how our reality is created? Who knows? Which system? Go ahead. There we go, elites. Put which system knows? There we go. We have media with social media and algorithms. There's science. There's a system that knows how our minds work and how our reality is created. Political systems know this. Governments know this. Education system knows this. There's a science to understanding that. But it's not taught in schools. Why? Because schools feed us directly into the economy. We become workers. Just like one of the comments in the chat. This is a system. I'm here to help you awaken to the system that has been influencing us, which is how we're able to experience a collective reality. There we go. Go ahead and give me a follow. I'm going to be doing lives. Tonight's live is about what is the matrix. And I'm sorry, today's live is about what is an awakening and what you're awakening to. You're awakening to the programming. You are Neo, and you're starting to ask the big questions. Why are so many people performing? Why are you seeing so many people doing the same things? You're seeing the different narratives. You're seeing the patterns in the world, and you're seeing the patterns within yourself. That is the Neo within you awakening. And I'm here to give you words. I'm Trini, and I'm here to guide you through your awakening. I'm going to help you discover who you are outside of the matrix, outside of society titles and labels. I'm going to help you discover that. I have a whole program. I have an entire program. I studied this for years as I was transforming and asking the same questions. I began seeing it in my mind, and I developed an entire curriculum. And I've been doing lives. Thank you guys for the gifts. It's such a blessing. It's a blessing to see my work being received. Well received. Thank you guys. Very good. One second, y'all. All right, we're going to keep moving forward. I'm here to awaken you to the matrix. Okay? All right, let's get into religion. Okay? Let's get into religion. All right? What did your religious environment teach you about morality, authority, God, or what makes someone a good person? Go ahead and put in the comments. I want to know, what did your religious environment that you grew up inside, what did it teach you about morality, authority, God, and what makes someone a good person? Ooh, one time said fear. Fear of authority, to be like Jesus, to be someone of compassion and love. Obey your master. Okay, Bostic said obey your master. Shining Bright said fear, death, obey, idol. Mimi said morality. Kraken said fear barrier. Apple user said passivity. Ooh. Y'all see the matrix, boy. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Control how we see reality. Okay. Y'all see it. Okay. Now, which beliefs did you inherit before you were old enough to question them? Which beliefs about God did you inherit before you even had a chance to question it? Which beliefs about morality did you inherit before you had to really question? Like, does this really make sense? Does this really? Come on. We were born into these systems. We're born into them. Just like in the Matrix. You saw the little babies in the pod and they were being intravenously fed, and you saw the different stages. You had babies, you had the adolescents, you had middle age, all throughout the life cycles. You saw millions and millions and millions of people in the pods. There we go. Okay, you guys are tearing up these comments. Heaven, Billy said heaven and hell. King Kaw said there's something outside of ourselves. Ooh. There's something outside of ourselves. It seems like somebody discovered the one within them. Very good. Money, success, self-identity. Very good. Going to church. Ooh, very good. Holy Trinity. Very good. Very good. All right. Let's go to the media. Let's take a little dive into the media. Okay. I know y'all gonna light this up. I know y'all gonna light this up. Go ahead and give me a follow so you know when I go live again. What did the media teach you about beauty, relationships, success, and what life you're supposed to live? What is your life supposed to look like? Go ahead and put in the comments. What did the media teach you about beauty, relationships, success? Media, okay. Datrin said media taught the beauty standards. Very good. They said God is love. Ooh, very good. Front Porch says media controls you. How we all know that once we get up on these social media apps, we're on there for hours. They understand how our minds work. They know it. They understand it. You can persuade public perception. They understand how our minds work. Why don't we know it? That is the knowledge that I had to go seek. And now I said, now I got it. I know how the process, how they do it, how they create our reality, how they create our identity. I said, I'm going to teach it now. I'm going to teach them the matrix. I'm going to help them get out. Mimi said, media teaches us lies and self-doubt. Very good. Helmi said, wish, will, and free will. Very good. To be perfect. Very good. Ooh, Tahuti said, tell, lie, vision. See, y'all already got it. Y'all already got it. Y'all already got it. Y'all see it? Y'all waking up? Shining Bright said that you had to look and have certain things to be beautiful. And very good. Very good, Shine Bright. And when you don't have it, that creates a what? An insecurity within you. Now you have a hole, an insecurity in you. And you know what they end up doing? They create products to give you to fill that insecurity. And then they end up deriving an economy off of you. Off of your insecurities. Off of your insecurities. I'm Trinity, and I'm here to awaken you to you in the matrix. I'm here to awaken you to the programming. There's nothing wrong with you. You've been programmed and conditioned to believe something is you're not enough based on a different messaging that you've been receiving. But there's people that profit off of your pain, off of your insecurity. Guys, these comments. Ooh, Alicia said you should have a Coke bottle shape in a big house and a nice car. Come on. And if you don't, what does that mean? If you don't, what that mean? Come on. Very good. Very, very good. Diverting attention to seek abundance. Media teaches disembodiment. Y'all woke. Y'all woke. Okay. Y'all woke. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now, tell me in the comments, we're still on media. Tell me in the comments, what images did you repeatedly see? What images did you repeatedly see? Because remember, the matrix is an invisible network of systems that influence the way we think, what we believe, who we think we are, and how we see the world. These are the major systems we're all born inside of. What each system sends us messages repeatedly. Y'all see the repeat? And when they repeatedly send us messages, this is how our reality, this is the process of reality creation. It affects our thoughts. And when we keep putting our willpower, our focus into that thought, it creates an emotion from us. Those emotions influence our choices. Then we end up behaving and having behaviors based on our choices. Over time, it creates patterns, and that creates our reality. What images have you seen repeatedly from the media? Okay. Ooh, Angelica. She said long straight hair, skinny, big house, flashy clothes, jewelry, materialism, war. Oh my gosh. White Jesus, skinny woman, whiteness. Everything is negative. Oh my, fear. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Who in here is awakening to the matrix? Put in the comments me. Put in the comments I. Put in the comments, raise your hand. Y'all see it. Wow. Y'all see it. Very good. Susie, me. Antoine, me. Joan said me. Alicia said me. I see it. Sunnyside. Very good. King Cause, I. You see it. I'm Trinity. I'm here to awaken you to what you're experiencing. I was going through the same thing. I was banging my head like, what is this? What is this? How is it that so many people end up doing the same things? I don't know you. You don't know me. But I'm sure we went down the same path. We had the same beliefs. We got the same world viewpoints. How? Very good. Y'all is woke. Boy, y'all is woke. Okay. What images did you repeatedly see? What images did you repeatedly see? What images did you repeatedly see? What images from the media? All right. Okay. Racism. Very good, y'all. Fear of the other. Okay. Very good. All right. We're going to move on. Economy. Okay. Economy. Come on. Y'all know where we're going with this. What did the economy teach you about money and your value? What did the economy teach you about money and your value? Ooh, okay, Fire says save it. Okay, Angelica says that you have to work hard with the capital hard. Okay? What kind of culture did it create? Very good. Boy said, they said without money, I'm useless. Oh my God. Ooh, that was a big one, y'all. That's a big one. Without money, I'm useless. I have no value. Come on. And what if you don't? What if you don't produce? What if you don't earn high? Does that mean you're not valuable? Does that mean you don't have a purpose? Does that mean you don't have intelligence? Does that mean you don't have gifts just because you don't earn a certain amount? Come on. How many times have we heard that from the economy? Our productivity is based on, our value is based on what we produce within the system. Ooh, God has said, chasing a bag. Shining Bright said, you don't value anything if you don't have lots of money. Come on. Materialism. Wave said, the rich going to get richer and the poor is going to suffer. We already experiencing that from the what? Current economy. Come on. Why is there so much suffering? There's so much wealth. Then why is there so much disparity? Why is there so much suffering? Ooh, okay. Laura said they make people believe 9 to 5 is the only way. Come on now. Come on now. The education system teaches us and prepares us for what? A career. How many of you guys have taken a career or a job based on the income? How come we're not taught how to find work that's meaningful to us? How come we don't understand what our purpose is and then develop our purpose and create that as a job? How come we're not taught that? There's a science to it. There's a science. You can discover that. Why is it not taught? Why are we not taught these things? Money created the system of the haves and have-nots. Oh, very good. God is like an ocean and each of us is like a small drop of water in that ocean. That is very correct. Living a rat race. Cincy said, living a rat race. Y'all see it? Boy said, they said, if I manipulate people, I'm a good person. Come on. Possession makes you rich. Materialism. Very good. Whew, y'all lighten up these comments. Y'all lighten up these comments. Very good. Here's some examples. You guys already said it. Your job determines your worth. How many of you guys get that message from the economy and you guys go after these jobs and titles because it's attached to your worth and your value? That more money means more success. More productivity equals your value. And security means having a certain career. Lilith said, wake up, go to work, eat dinner, sleep, wash, rinse, repeat, and you'll be happy doing that. Come on. How many of us do it? How many of us have done it? Are you fulfilled? How many of us have taken on this path, the career path, and still feel like something's missing? Still feel unfulfilled with your life? Still feel like you're meant for something more? There's a science to how to find that. I wrote it down. I wrote down the process, and I'm going to show you. I created an entire curriculum of how to discover that for yourself. Very good. Okay. Let's go into politics. Let's go into politics, y'all. Okay. What did your political environment, teach you about power, government, responsibility, or who you should trust? What did your political environment teach you about power, government, responsibility, or who you should trust? Go ahead, put in the comments. Ooh, okay. Laura said, they said democracy is freedom. Very good. Laura said deception. I am said trust no men. Kathy said evil. Sunnyside said people in power aren't subject to the same rules as us. Very good. Lies and wars. Tahuti said Anthony Fauci. Fire said we black people have no power. Very good. Very good. We can also use this system to break down race within our society. And we can identify racism within each system and how it shapes and creates different identities. The black identity, the white identity, Mexican identity. We can break down this structurally through racism. That'll be coming down the pipeline too. Hate, deception, very good. Mind controlling, racism, very good. Patriarchy, y'all's woke. Y'all woke. Very good. See, do you guys see what I did? I asked you guys questions. Because awakening requires you to ask the right questions. And that is why I'm calling you Neo, because you're starting to ask the questions that no one seems to have the answer to, the big questions. This is how you awaken. It's a signal. Okay? This is the process of how you awaken. You have to answer and ask these questions. Where did I learn this belief? Where did I learn this? Hold on. I got to verify. Hold on. Okay? Matter of fact, let me put this up on here. What is the process of awakening? This is the questioning process, okay? You first ask, where did I learn this? Where did I learn this? You see how I've been asking you guys questions? And you guys are starting to awaken? This is the process of awakening. One, ask the question, where did I learn this? 2, then you ask, who taught me this? Who taught me? Because the question is, what is the process of awakening? It's a series of questioning. You have to question, you have to investigate. You have to trace, you have to do a pattern trace. Where did I learn this belief? Where did I learn this? Where does thought come from? Okay? You trace it. This is you. Okay? And this is your reality. A thought, a pattern, a belief, an ideology. You say, where did I learn this? And you trace it back to source. You trace it back to source. Just like Neo in the movie, he had to go back to source, and he ended up meeting the architect that designed the Matrix, and he was able to tell him, well, who he was and what his purpose was. You understand? So you have to trace that. Who taught me this? Was it my family? Was it someone in the education system? Did I get it from political systems, religious systems? Who taught me this? Then you ask, why do I believe it? Why do I believe it? Why do you believe this? Does it make sense to you? Because I'm having these experiences, but these beliefs don't match up. It doesn't add up. Why do I even believe this? And then you ask, is this actually mine? Is this actually mine? Is this actually my belief? Is this mine? Or was this taught to me? Did I learn this from somewhere? Somebody told me I should think like this. And then the next question is, did I consciously choose it? 5 questions. Did I consciously choose it? Think about it. When you're a child, when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, and you learned about morals and God, did you choose that? No, you did it unconsciously. You didn't consciously choose it until you got older and you started to recognize that some of your beliefs don't align with you. It doesn't align with your true self. So you have to ask, did I consciously choose this belief? See, you don't have to immediately throw the belief away. That's not what I'm saying, to just throw it away. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm teaching you to become conscious. I'm teaching you to become conscious enough to examine what you believe. This is how you examine what to believe. This is your examine. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm teaching you how to examine your beliefs. This is a process of questioning so you can awaken. This is part of the awakening. And a lot of you guys are already going through this. A lot of you guys are already experiencing this. S'more said exactly. Shining Bright says, I often ask myself, what's my next thought? Who am I? Why am I here? There you go. You're awakening to the observer within you. You're starting to notice your thoughts and you're starting to question it. Very good. Wave 3 Rider says, over years, humans have been limiting to reach their full abilities. We can reach our full abilities. We're not taught, but there's a science to it. We can get there. We can achieve it. Lilith said, it never did, and they kind of hated me for it. I've always asked too many questions from day one. I did too. I was always asking questions. Why is this that way? How does this work? Why is this that? I asked that so many. My mom used to tell me all the time, like, you ask too many questions. And you know what? I still do that. And I'm grateful. And I don't feel bad because you know why? I see the Matrix now. I ask the questions to the point where I see the Matrix. And I continued to seek. Now I can teach the Matrix. It was part of my journey, my destiny. It's part of who I am. I embrace it. I started asking myself, why do I have to be nervous? Okay, you identify with nervousness. The next live I'm going to break down having the comparison identity, the self-doubt identity, the fear of comparison, fear of rejection, and how to overthrow it. So follow me and I'll break that down. Solon said, when I was young, I knew this. Very good. Moshe said, how do they trick our souls to come back here? Trick our souls to come back here? That's out of anyone's hands. We all have our own journeys, our own evolutionary journey. Black Reason said, I always ask myself why everything is mine, like my name, my body, my eyes, my then who am I? Very good. You always asked. Why is that? Why? Why do you've always been aware that you are more than what you've been taught. Very good. About yourself. Can you show me the whole board, please? Oh, yes. So this is the society matrix. It's a concept that I studied. It's a concept I created to help us understand how societies have shaped and influenced our realities. And so these are the 6 major systems that we're all born into. And each of these systems have been sending us messages that we have been unaware of that has shaped our identities, that has created our patterns. And I developed a system, this matrix code, to help teach you and awaken you to your conditioning, teach you about the matrix, to awaken you to it. This is you, your viewpoints, your beliefs, who you think you are, how you see the world. This is you, Neo, within a pod. And you're hooked up to all these systems, just like in the movie. Neo was hooked up through his mouth, his eyes, his nose, his ears. He had systems going all down, tubes going all down his back. This is you, Neo. You see these arrows? They represent your hookups. And you're hooked up, born into each of these systems, and you're being constantly fed messaging. Constantly being fed messaging on what success is, what it means to be a good person, morals, your beliefs, your values. You're constantly getting these messages, and these messages are being repeated to you. And it's affecting your thoughts and what you think about yourself and the world around you. And those thoughts create emotions, and those emotions influence your choices, which creates your behaviors, and over time turns into your patterns, which is your reality. So I'm here to help you see how society sends us messaging that shapes our reality. Because if you don't understand this, someone else does. And they will manipulate and exploit you. They will shape you for you. They will shape your mind. We have social media. We got proof of that in the social media. We have proof of that in political systems. We have proof of that in our families. I'm here to awaken you to these systems. The Matrix is more than just a movie. It's real. Oh boy, 81 comments. Let me go all the way down. Go ahead and give me a follow. Give me a follow. Okay, this live is an awakening. What is an awakening? Is to be aware, is to wake up, is to go from darkness, being asleep. Now you're starting to wake up to the patterns. You're waking up to the narratives. You're starting to ask the big questions. That is the Neo within you. You, Neo in a pod, are beginning to wake up in real life. It's more than a movie. That's what you're experiencing in real life. That's why The Matrix was such a popular movie, because so many people was like, yeah, this is real. Well, this is how it's real in real life. This is how it's real in real life. All right. So it's a concept that I created. It's a concept that I studied for years. I'm Trinity, and I'm here to awaken you, Neo, to your conditioning, to help guide you out. I'm guiding you out. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, so what is awareness? Awareness is you have to see the pattern, investigate the pattern, and then that gives you a choice. You have to see the pattern, because awareness gives you something that is powerful, which is choice. The choice, the option to choose. No, this doesn't serve me. I want to be someone else. It gives you a moment to pause and think and choose to do something different. Here's the big awakening moment, okay? This is where awakening becomes personal, because eventually you stop asking what's wrong with me and you start asking, what pattern am I experiencing? That is the big picture here, because a lot of you guys are experiencing these things and you're starting to think something is wrong with you, or like you're broken. But that's not what it is. What you're starting to ask is, what pattern am I experiencing? Okay? Because you're realizing over the years, you're realizing that you're operating and functioning in certain patterns. You're noticing the patterns. So you then stop immediately identifying with the pattern, and you can now start to observe it. So you might have a pattern of people pleasing. Okay? You might be a people pleaser. How many of you guys identify with being a people pleaser? Go ahead, put in the comments. I know a lot of you guys deal with people pleasing. I know. I've done it too. Baby said me. We got me. Eva said me. Tiana said yes. Soul said I used to be. Me. Very good. A lot of you guys have been a people pleaser. You identify with a people pleaser. And you're not understanding, where did I get this pattern from? Why do I keep doing this? It's because you've been receiving certain messaging that has created that within you, patterns within you. You may even be a procrastinator. And you're starting to ask, what is the pattern that leads me to people please? What is the pattern that leads me to procrastinate? Because you're thinking certain thoughts. Let's say you're a procrastinator. You're thinking certain thoughts like, okay, well, you don't want to, you're probably having fear of moving forward or doing something. And so you're having these certain thoughts that's creating you to have emotions of fear and being stuck. And now you're making choices where you're in avoidance. And now you have an avoidance behavior. And now you're in a pattern of procrastinating to get things done. Very good. Kim says procrastination. NJ Black said, I'm a procrastinator. Very good. Very good. So are you asking, I'm a procrastinator? Instead of saying I'm a procrastinator, okay? Instead of saying I'm a procrastinator, ask the question, what is the pattern that leads me to procrastinate? Come on, y'all. Instead of saying I am a procrastinator, ask this question. What is the pattern that leads me to procrastinate? I'm helping y'all see and get out of the matrix. You got to ask the right questions. You're identifying with it, but instead of identifying with it, say, what is the pattern that leads me to procrastinate? Instead of I'm not confident, instead of keep identifying and saying I'm not a confident person, I want you to ask yourself, what experiences and beliefs have created this pattern of responding? Come on, guys. You're awakening to your patterns. This is what you're awakening to. How many of you guys can relate? You're starting to see your patterns, but instead of identifying with them, you're starting to ask the bigger questions. What experiences and beliefs have created this pattern of responding? So instead of saying, okay, well, I'm just like this. Instead of saying I'm just like this, you're asking the question of, where did I learn this? Where did this come from? See, that's awareness. That's awareness. That's awareness. Shining Bright said I. Chris said pattern is ill. Do it tomorrow. Very good. Boy said, I don't know what Boy is saying. Very good. I'm helping you guys see how, instead of identifying with being a procrastinator, I want you to ask yourself, what is the pattern that leads me to procrastinate? Because once you trace the pattern, you can trace it to the source, then you can change it. Instead of saying I'm not confident, what experiences and beliefs have created this pattern of responding? Because here's the beautiful part. Here's the beautiful part. Awareness equals choice. Awareness equals choice. Awareness gives you a choice. Let me explain. You can't consciously examine something you don't recognize. And that's what you're awakening to, and you're starting to ask the questions. But you can't consciously examine something you don't recognize. That's why you need to first become aware of it. It gives you the choice. Once you can see the pattern, you can investigate it. And that's where the questions came in. The different questions that I had up. Once you investigate it, you can decide whether you want to keep it or not. Come on, guys. Come on. And if you don't want it, you can begin developing a different pattern, because your patterns are your culmination. Your patterns create your reality. So once you end up choosing, okay, I'm seeing my patterns, I'm noticing my patterns. Now I have the choice. Do I want to keep being a procrastinator? Do I want to keep being a people pleaser? Do I want to keep having self-doubt about myself? Now that you identify those patterns, now you can begin developing a different pattern. You take on a different pattern and a different identity where you are confident, where you get things done on time. You develop new patterns, but you can't get to that stage unless you recognize and become aware of the pattern. This is called a pattern recognition, pattern trace. And this is the process of how to do it. And on my next live, I'm going to start doing pattern traces. We're going to go through people pleasing. We're going to trace that pattern. We're going to go through fear of rejection, self-doubt. So you want to follow me so you can make it to that live. Eva said, it sounds like I just found my latest teacher. I'm here, I'm Trinity, and I'm here to teach. That is my gift. I have a gift of teaching. It's what I came here to do. It's my spiritual gift. Thank you. And I love to do it. This is my purpose. I made it my purpose and my mission to educate and to teach you the matrix, teach you this knowledge, because there's systems and people out there that know this knowledge. I had to seek it, study it, and then I developed an entire curriculum so I can now teach it. JB said, this is facts. I stopped using maps to get home. Straight awareness. Very good. Very good. Chris said, I don't know as far as changing it, because some people just say, yeah, I'll do it, but won't. Well, yes, that's part of your procrastination. NJ Black said, thank you. Drew said, I'm tapped in. Very good. You are the problem and the solution. Yes. The solution is within. I had to really learn about how my mind functions. And once I understood how my reality is created, how my mind works, I wrote the whole system down. I became unstoppable. I was like, okay, I got it now. And I started to change my behaviors. I started to change my patterns, and I began to change my identity. My identity changed. I became Trinity. Now I know my purpose. I know my mission. I know my passion. This is my passion. It's my purpose to teach this information. I made it my mission to get this message out. I'm passionate about this. Very good. Very good. I like that. Akimi said, being quiet accelerates your awareness. Very good. Accelerates your awareness. Very good. Very good. Okay. So then I want you to ask, I'm going to ask you guys, what is one pattern you recently became aware of in yourself? I want you to put in the comments, what is one pattern that you've recently become aware of in yourself? We named off a bunch of patterns. Ooh, Baby Bell said negative self-talk. Drew Badger said, I attract people to me. Ooh, y'all. Black Pearl said procrastination. Ariel said controlling. Very good. Nail said, I get triggered when I don't feel understood. Very good. You're seeing your patterns. You're noticing patterns. You are a unique set of patterns. That is what makes you who you are, a unique set of patterns. And we develop them over time. I'm here to help you do a pattern trace so you can awaken to your condition. And I'm going to help you get out of that and develop new patterns. But you can't change what you're not aware of. You're not aware of that. And that's why I'm doing this live, to help you awaken. You see how I'm doing it? Akimi said a pattern is playing victim. Okay, you play victim. Very good. Dre said pushing people away from fear of rejection. So I left. Come on now with the awareness. Dre aware. Kathy said I'm an enabler. Very good. You guys are recognizing the patterns within yourself. You're awakening to it. Very good. Okay. So I want to introduce you guys to Neo. All right? Because you're waking up, you're asking the question, why do I treat people this way? Why do I push people away? Oh, okay, where did that come from? You're starting to ask those questions, and it's taking you on a what? A journey. It's taking you on a quest. Questions put you on a quest to seek the answer. And you do that through a series of questioning, investigation. And that is the Neo within you. That is the one within you. You follow that voice. Follow that. Neo is the questioner. And he asks why. That's how Neo woke up, because he started to ask the questions. Why? And he started to ask, is this really me? That is a Neo within you. The Matrix is real, y'all. It's real life. You have a Neo within you. God is a frequency. It's a voice within you. It's your highest and wisest version of yourself. I have a whole curriculum of how to identify the God within you. That's coming down the line. Okay, so we're going to end this live, guys. But I have some homework for you guys. Okay, first I want to say, before I get into the homework, I've done lives to help break down the Society Matrix workbook, the Society Matrix, and I developed a workbook, okay? It's free. Go to my bio, go to the link in my bio, and download the free Society Matrix workbook so you can start awakening to the patterns within you, okay? It's a free workbook that I created to help you awaken to your patterns so you can see how you've been shaped and influenced. It's free. It's an ebook and it's free. Okay? So you can go ahead and get that, and we're going to get into the homework. And go ahead and give me a follow. Very good. It's called the Free Society Matrix Workbook. You can start seeing the patterns in your life. I'm Trinity, and I made it my mission. It's my gift to the world. It's my gift to help awaken you to the Matrix. It's my mission to teach it, to teach this knowledge, to teach this wisdom. I can clearly see the Matrix. I see how it's all connected. I can see the dots. I can see how we're all in it. And I developed an entire curriculum, a system. Not only that, I'm going to teach you how to see yourself and discover who you are outside of it. I've got a whole curriculum. And we're going to start with the Society Matrix. It's the free one. You go to my link. It's my gift to the world. Okay. All right. So you are Neo. So here's a question. Here's a homework I have for you, Neo. I want you to do one pattern trace. Okay. I'm going to go live again tomorrow night. And before I go live, I want you to choose one belief or a pattern you've noticed about yourself, and I want you to write it down. Okay? Here's how I want you to do it. Okay? Because Neo didn't just wake up. He had to be guided out. Remember, Trinity had to intercept him. She said, hey, follow the white rabbit. And then what did she do? She met him at the club. And then Neo was asking a question. She said, I know you're asking questions. I know the answer is out there, Neo. And he said, what is the matrix? And then what did she do? She helped guide him out. She helped debug him. I'm Trinity in real life. And I'm helping you to awaken to your programming and give you the process to guide you out. Okay. We're going to do a pattern trace. Here's the questions, okay? I want you to choose one belief or pattern you've noticed in yourself. And we're going to do a pattern trace. I'm showing you how to do it. Okay, question 1. What is this pattern? What is this pattern? Some of you guys said that you have a pattern of fear of rejection. You push people away. I want you to first notice that pattern, get out a pen and paper, and answer this question. What is this pattern? 2. Then I want you to ask, where did I learn this? Where did I learn this pattern? What's going to happen is you're going to start having visions, and it's going to be like a Rolodex of your life. And you're going to start noticing and being aware, like the observer. You're going to start observing different experiences from your past. And you're going to notice you're observer. You're going to notice you're aware of those experiences. And you're going to put it together to identify the pattern. And you're going to say, oh, that's where this came from. That's what happens. 3, then you ask the question, what messages reinforced it? What messaging reinforced it? What messaging did I receive from my family, imaging or messages from the media, education, economy, politics that reinforced that pattern? What messages reinforced it? Then I want you to ask, what does this pattern cause me to think, feel, and do? What does this pattern cause me to think, feel, and do? Remember, that's how your reality is created. Okay? You receive certain messaging. Remember, repeated messages. Okay? You get certain messaging that affects your thoughts. And when you put your energy, your willpower, and your focus into those thoughts, it transforms into a chemical reaction. Your body gets flooded with hormones. That's energy in motion. Now you have emotions. It makes you feel a certain way. Then, which affects your choices. From how you feel, you're going to make choices based on how you feel. And then it's going to affect what you do, your behaviors. Remember, that's the 4th question. What does this pattern cause me to think, feel, and do? This regards your reality. And then 5, you're going to ask, do I consciously want to continue? Does it serve me or not? Do I consciously want to continue? Do I consciously want to continue this pattern? A lot of you guys are functioning in patterns and you want to get out. You feel stuck. You can't. You don't know how. Guys, go ahead and follow me because I'm going to break down the pattern trace of people pleasing, fear of rejection, self-doubt. We're gonna get into those identities. A lot of us identify and have those patterns. I'm going to show you how to get out of that because those types of patterns keeps us stuck. I'm going to show you how to get out of it. So that is the pattern trace. Okay. I want you to ask, what is the pattern? I need you to identify it. Then I want you to ask, where did I learn it? Trace it back to source. What messages reinforced it? Which source did it come from? What does this pattern cause me to feel, think, and behave? Your reality. And then do I consciously want to choose it? Now that's the God within you making that choice. Do I want to continue this pattern or not? Do I want to keep being a procrastinator? Do I want to keep self-doubting myself or not? That's the God within you. Now you got the power to choose because you are aware. Now you can take a step back and observe. Now that pattern no longer has control over you. I'm teaching you how to break out. I'm teaching you how to break out. I'm teaching you how to change your reality, change your life, change your identity. This is the science. This is the science behind it. Remember I said there's a science to finding your purpose. There's a science to finding your passion. There's a science to finding your intrinsic value. But we're not taught that. I discovered it. I had to figure it out. And as I was doing it for myself, discovering it for myself, I wrote the process down and I turned it into a curriculum. It took me years to get this, to develop this. Okay. So I don't want you to try to change it. I just want you to observe it. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to change that on the next live. Right now, I just want you to observe it. Okay. So that's your homework for this evening. I'm going to end the live here. Again, you can grab the free Society Matrix workbook to get started. Go to my link. It's in my bio. It's free. You can download it as an ebook and it will help you see the patterns within your own life. Oh, man. Imani said, I just broke out of a pattern just by watching this live. There you go. There you go. That's my, if I've helped someone break out, then my job is done. What time tomorrow? Same time, 7 o'clock. It'll be 6:30, 7 o'clock. You're welcome, guys. Jelly Star Boa said, you are a blessing and a light. Thank you. It's my mission. It's my passion to do this and to teach this. I definitely downloaded it. Very good. Very good. I've got an entire workbook that also goes into your identity, how our identity is shaped. But that's next. This is divine alignment. Very good. All right, Neo. I'm going to go ahead and close out this live. The Neo within you is awakening, and keep following that voice. Keep following those thought patterns. Keep going. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Good night, everyone.